Live from WYLN Hazleton, this is WYLN's late edition News at 10 with meteorologist Joe Garbacek, sports with Beth Mensinger, anchors Lisa Sugar and L.A. Tyrone. News, weather, sports, features, and more. You're watching WYLN's late edition News at 10.
Good evening and welcome to WYLN's late edition for Tuesday, October 8th, 2013. I'm Ann Gownley. Tonight I'm joined by Kent Steinmetz to talk about an upcoming golf tournament to help the former J.W. Cooper School in Shenandoah. And later we have details on the city of Wilkes-Barre promoting some of its police officers this afternoon. In sports, Beth Mensinger takes a look at the Penguins home opener, and Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacek is in the Weather Center with the latest. But first, late edition's look at tonight's top stories. Breaking news tonight out of Hazleton, city police are currently arraigning 2 males for heroin distribution at Magistrate Joseph Zola's. There are no other details as of now. We do have a crew on the scene and will hopefully bring those details to you before the end of this newscast. West Hazleton is one of the relatively few towns in Pennsylvania which still elects its council by wards. That might not be the case much longer. West Hazleton has 3 wards. Each ward elected 2 council members, but some residents and officials say by ward voting is antiquated. Councilman Craig Kocher and Paul Platukas want to dump the wards and elect council at large, meaning the entire borough would vote to all council members, not just those from their neighborhoods.
Our population has grown since they were last redrawn. So the wards in their current state are not proportionate to each other. So one ward may have more of a population than the other. So we've come up with this idea that, it's time for the borough to go at large.
And he says with its population of 4,500, at-large voting is much more sensible.
The idea is to have an election where instead of each ward votes for each member of council, everybody votes in the borough for their members of council. So it's more even for everybody here.
Mayor Frank Schmidt says he agrees.
My first year, in fact, a lot of people were saying that we should vote at large, and I really agree on that.
Isn't exactly clear, though a public referendum is involved. Solicitor Chris Lesser says he'll have a definite answer next month. In the WYLN viewing area, only Danville and Schuylkill Haven retained by ward voting, in addition to West Hazleton. Oddly, Wilkes-Barre, which had a council elected at large, went to district voting, the same as ward voting a few years ago. Hazleton at one time elected 2 councils, common and selected by ward, but that was abandoned in 1913 in favor of a single council elected at ward. The Hazleton Area School District also elected the board by ward until about 30 years ago when it was abandoned for at-large voting. Yesterday, we told you that 5 area elected officials are refusing to be paid until the government shutdown is over under the No Government, No Pay Act of 2013. They include Senators Pat Toomey and Bob Casey and U.S. Congressmen Matt Cartwright, Tom Marino, and Lou Barletta. Earlier today, we spoke with Congressman Barletta by phone about the shutdown, which has reached its 8th day.
It's not going any better than it was, and I don't see how it can if one side continues to refuse to sit down and negotiate. The only way we're going to resolve the shutdown and come together to a compromise will be face-to-face and negotiate that compromise. Unfortunately, Harry Reid in the Senate refuses to sit down. He refuses to negotiate, and I don't know how this situation will be resolved if one side isn't willing to talk.
Legally, members of Congress must get paid, but they can choose to defer their payments under the Constitution. Barletta explained why he's choosing to do so.
The very first day of the government shutdown, I had asked that my pay be withheld, and at a time when any number of federal workers in my district are furloughed, when national parks are closed and certain federal services are interrupted, I don't believe it's appropriate for me to receive my pay until the shutdown has been averted.
When asked if he had anything to say to his constituents about the shutdown, Barletta said there are bipartisan talks going on.
Well, there's many proposals that are going around, and I myself have worked with a group of Democrats to try to come to an agreement, which I believe would end the shutdown. It would repeal the medical device tax and continue to fund the government at current levels. I believe there's enough support. We were able to reach out and get enough Democrats a number of Republicans to agree to that. So I'm going to continue to look at ways to come together and end the shutdown. Unfortunately, regardless of what we do in the House, if the Senate will not sit down to negotiate, I don't know how this will come to an end.
More than a quarter of Congress members have also chosen to defer their pay until the shutdown is resolved. 19-year-old Mitchell Dedes, who pleaded guilty to a charge of third-degree murder, robbery, and kidnapping in the beating death of 29-year-old Aaron Resnick of Ebervale back in August of 2012, was supposed to be sentenced tomorrow morning, but it has been canceled. There is no word as to why the sentencing was canceled. No further date for his sentencing has been scheduled as of now. Now, as you may have known, the co-defendant, 20-year-old Breon Judon, will most likely spend the rest of his life behind bars. Judon was found guilty by a jury in Luzerne County last night of second-degree murder, which carries a mandatory life sentence without the possibility of parole. Jurors deliberated for nearly 4 hours. Prosecutors say Judon, along with Dedes, both of Hazleton, conspired together to kidnap, rob, and fatally beat Resnick for his iPhone. Judon was also convicted of kidnapping, robbery, and conspiracy. Judon vowed to appeal the verdict and maintains his innocence. The name of the suspect that Wilkes-Barre police say led them on a chase yesterday has been released. His name is Peter Naperkowski. According to police, Naperkowski robbed a store in Wilkes-Barre, then drove to Edwardsville, where he ran through Kmart and out the back emergency door. A woman who was with him was arrested. Naperkowski is still on the run. If you see him, you are asked to call police in Luzerne County or dial 911. Settlement checks were paid to 19 victims of the Jerry Sandusky sex abuse scandal. Penn State University has set aside $60 million to pay those claims. Lawyers for the clients are prevented from disclosing that amount that they have received. Harrisburg lawyer Ben Androzzi, who was part of 4 lawyers who resolved 9 claims, said, quote, "They're getting the resources they need to navigate hurdles which have been thrown in front of them. Does it wipe out all their problems? No," unquote. Many of those who reached settlements also testified at the trial. Penn State is not releasing an exact dollar amount of the number of claimants at the present time, but many of the victims' attorneys have stated that this does give them the resources that they need to get their lives back on track. The House Local Government Committee is studying ways to encourage mergers or consolidations among more than 1,100 municipal police departments in Pennsylvania. The committee approved a resolution last week authorizing the study to look at how to identify police departments best suited for the merger. It would be undertaken by the Legislative Budget and Finance Committee. According to Representative Tom Caltaron of Reading, the state would probably have to provide some kind of financial incentives to encourage police departments to merge or consolidate. The House still needs a vote to formally launch this study. Luzerne County Council met tonight at the new Valley Academy. It was planned to be at least partially a ceremony, and it was, but the county's financial problems made their presence known. Deputy Budget Chief Donna Magny says no matter how you cut it, the numbers add up to a year-end shortfall.
Approximately $14 to $15 million today in our bank account. Our debt service between now and the end of the year is going to be $13.8 million. Our payroll between now and the end of the year is going to be $15 million. Of course, that equals approximately, 13 and 15, about $28 million. That doesn't include now vendor payments, insurance payments, which we're self-insured, and that's approximately $300,000 a week.
Even adding in $850,000 windfall from tax claim sales, it still adds up to a shortfall of about $15 million. She suggested borrowing money to cover until the end of the year. Councilman Rick Morelli says it's council's reliability to decide the course of action.
It's council's responsibility, it's our accountability under this charter to make those final decisions. So let's put it back to council, like we said before, to be able to decide as to where we want to money, take money away, and to give us those options. And let us be the ones to be accountable to the public.
There was a ceremonial side to tonight. Council hadn't met in Valley Academy before, and most members hadn't seen it. Tonight, Superintendent Dr. Frank Antonelli told Council about it. Council congratulated the district for Valley Academy. The Hazleton Area School Board voted to add new English as a second language teachers, but there's one being added to the 9th grade center and 4 part-time ESL teachers being added at the Career Center. Plus, the McAdoo Clares Elementary Middle School is also getting a new ESL presence. Board President Brian Early says it's because of the school's choice provision of the standardized testing procedure. Parents can transfer students out of the flag school into those which are not. McAdoo Clares has become the choice of an increasing number of parents.
McAdoo, a lot with the school choice. The kids are, able to choose the McAdoo school versus Heights Terrace. So by bringing on the additional ESL teachers, the bilingual liaison, it's going to better enable us to be able to meet the needs of, the newcomers that are coming into the area. We have an obligation to educate every child in this district, and that's what this board takes very seriously.
Also added is a bilingual community liaison to work with parents.
Yeah, our bilingual community liaison, is for if we have parents that come into the schools, they're there, naturally they're bilingual, so that, they can communicate with the parents that are coming into, the buildings to meet with teachers, guidance counselors, building principals, vice principals, etc.
Plus, those teachers will also be instructing members of the city fire department.
Yeah, we were actually approached by the chief from the Hazleton Fire Department about, sending 2 of their officers down to go through the Spanish program that we offer here in the school district. I think it's a great idea. So what the board did was we said that we'll waive the fees for it. Unfortunately, fire can strike anywhere. And if it's if they have the need that they have to be able to communicate with somebody that speaks Spanish, they need to be able to communicate, especially in a life and death emergency situation.
Early says the district is making that opportunity open to all municipal fire departments within the district's boundaries. The search is on to fill the vacant Wilkes-Barre School Board seat left by Mary Ann Toole. Her resignation took effect on Monday. Reverend Sean Walker, who currently holds the vacated seat left by Robert Corcoran, plans to apply for her seat. Toole announced in August that she would be moving to California. The school board is required to fill the seat within 30 days. The position will be advertised, and any candidates who are interested in applying must send their resumes to the district by October 21st. A decision will be made at the November 6th meeting. 36-year-old Luke Merrick of Plains Township is charged with 3 counts each of theft and forgery, 1 count of identity theft, criminal use of a communication facility, computer trespassing, and unlawful use of a computer. The victim is 97-year-old Josephine Zalewski. While recovering from a fall in a nursing home, Merrick, a former neighbor of the victim, wrote 3 checks totaling $118,000. She was informed by police in August that the funds were being taken from her accounts without her knowledge. Merrick was arraigned by Magisterial District Judge Joseph Carmody on Monday. His preliminary hearing is set for October 22nd. If you get a cold, stay home and don't infect everyone at work. Well, that's what most doctors tell you. Amanda Decker has more.
We've all been there before. Have a cold and don't quite feel well enough to go into work, but still force ourselves to head into the office. But now experts are advising before cold season to just say no and stay at home when you're sick with a cold. The average adult gets a cold about 2 or 3 times a year. That could add up to a lot of missed days at work, but experts say it's not worth it and are advising all of us not to give in to the temptation to work through your cold. Here's why. You'll get your coworkers sick. This is especially true in the early part of your sickness when you are most contagious. Second, experts say when you try to force yourself to work when you are under the weather, you're not as sharp and efficient. Finally, pushing yourself to work while you're in the early stages of an illness may actually prolong your recovery time, and lack of sleep can weaken your immune system, making you more susceptible to colds. Staying home from work every time you are sick does add up. Reports say as much as 40% of lost time from work is due to the common cold. But even with faced with this potential lost time, experts say it's still best to stay at home and get some rest. I'm Amanda Decker reporting.
You often hear about the health benefits of drinking moderate amounts of red wine. Sort of gets a beer drinker down, but now new research says beer might also hold some benefits. Amanda Decker has that story as well.
So many people have sworn off drinking beer, worried about getting a beer belly. But could beer actually be better for our health than we think? A lot of experts believe the brewski is getting an undeserved bad rap. It's the great beverage debate, wine or beer, which one is healthier? Turns out there are actually a lot of unknown health benefits to your brew. Wine gets a lot of credit for antioxidant benefits, but beer and wine actually contain the same amount of antioxidants. And the protein and B vitamin content of beer is higher than that in wine. Beer also contains silicon, which is found in few foods and is linked to bone strength. But don't get too excited. Experts do add the alcohol in beer mostly cancels out these benefits. And here's the caloric rub. A 12-ounce bottle of beer costs you anywhere from 95 to 360 calories. By comparison, a 5-ounce glass of wine will run you 120 calories. But here's one last fun fact. Have any leftover beer? There's a benefit to that too. Pour beer on your hair and it will restore life, shine, and smoothness.
And also, we have some breaking news. We told you earlier that 2 men were being arraigned at District Magistrate Zolas for heroin distribution. Our reporter out there tells us that Eric Felix, he's 20 years old. He was out on bail for a crime that he committed in Mountain Top. About a month ago, he was bailed out. The second man is being arraigned right now. There's no word on what bail was set or what other charges the two are facing. We will definitely have more information on that coming up later in this newscast. Time now to check in with Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacic in the Bedrock Gardens Weather Center. Joe, what's the latest?
Well, the winds continue to be relatively light here in the backyard. The sky's clear to mostly clear. That means it's really going to start to cool down through the overnight hours. In fact, we're going to be looking at some chilly temperatures tonight. I have some big-time changes in the forecast since I last talked to you at the 5 o'clock hour. And we have some frost advisories to talk about. Let's take a look at that graphic. Those frost advisories are primarily for the northern tier of Pennsylvania. I will be talking about the complete 7-day forecast and those changes coming up next.
Swing to Big Bad Voodoo Daddy October 18th at the Alice C. Wiltsey Performing Arts Center at the historic castle in Hazleton. 2013 marks the 20th anniversary of Big Bad Voodoo Daddy's remarkable arrival onto the music scene. And today, the high-energy 9-piece ensemble continues to remind the world that it's still cool to swing big band style. Join the party. Shake and move to the groove October 18th.
Why should you visit Penn State Hazleton?
Because if you come to our Penn State Day open house,
there's no application fee.
We have fun.
We have the Lion.
We have new scholarship money.
Students are scoring internships
all over the country. Penn State is ranked #1
by corporate recruiters.
And this is your chance to see campus, talk to students, meet professors, and check out everything Penn State has to offer.
Penn State Hazleton.
Check us out at psu.edu/visit Hazleton.
Heritage SureSave, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. Come see for yourself. They have the freshest selection of meats, cheese, and produce. Baked goods made fresh on premises. They have an in-store butcher who is happy to accommodate your special orders. Be sure to stop in and check out their unadvertised specials. You'll find them throughout the store. See their flyer for weekly specials. Heritage SureSave, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. This week at Heritage, we feature Farmer's Iced Tea regular diet for only $1.88 a gallon.
Hi everybody, this is Richie Molinaro, Marketing Director for Fairway Chevrolet in Hazleton. Since Berwick Chevrolet is no longer an authorized Chevrolet dealer, I'd like to personally invite you to join our Fairway family. We'll provide you with the utmost courtesy from Chevrolet sales, service, and parts to our state-of-the-art body shop and auto spot. We have over 300 new and pre-owned vehicles in stock. We're the #1 commercial truck and business elite dealer in Pennsylvania, and we would be honored to be your Chevrolet dealer.
A period of about 2.5 weeks or so without seeing any type of rainfall. Lo and behold, we start early this week from a remnants of Tropical Storm Karen and a cold front. That's system #1. And before all is said and done, we can be looking at two pretty decent weather systems to talk about in just less than a week's time period. I think there's a good possibility that that's going to end up happening, and it's all over here off of the eastern seaboard. coastal storm that continues to brew. You can see all of the rain associated with it, the counterclockwise flow. Been watching that very carefully over the last couple of days. Yesterday from 5 o'clock and 10 o'clock, models have been going back and forth here and there. Earlier today at the 5 o'clock hour, it looked like that storm was going to get a little bit closer to us, but yet really not do us too much harm, maybe a little bit of some showers. However, now that the new computer model runs are coming out as I speak, and I've been looking at them, this system looks like it will be impacting our area a little bit more than what was first thought. So we may be looking at the chance of some more soaking rain as we start going into our Thursday and as we start going into our Friday. Live 35 Skycast Doppler, you may be tempted to say, yeah, there's some sprinkles, there's some rain showers here and there. Ignore all of that green. Nothing is falling. This is just some clutter off of the radar sites. It is dry, it is clear, and we have no precipitation to deal with. Our live Lehigh Tire conditions outside our station in Hazleton, 51 degrees, pressure coming in at 30.26 inches of mercury, and throughout the daytime hours today we did not see any rainfall. Robert Stevens Face and Body Almanac page for the day. Temperature-wise, pretty much where we should be for this time of year, 62 and 42, 87 and 28. The record still stands 709, 634, sunrise and sunset for tomorrow. Chilly start to our morning, 30s and some lower 40s out there. It's going to be another chilly night out there tonight, but we did rebound into the 60s to near 70 degrees for daytime highs. Temperature-wise, 48 now in New Angola, 51 in Berwick, 50 in Bloomsburg, 48 degrees in Monroe City, and 50 degrees in Danville. Satellites and radar. Here you can see the clouds. Now all of this green, ignore it. There's nothing falling from the sky. It's impossible. It's clear, to mostly clear. But down toward the south, that is some rain. That's that coastal storm, and you can see already the clouds associated with that storm already starting to overspread our region. So we're going to start to see those increasing clouds, and before all is said and done, it does look like some of that rain is going to start to enter our neck of the woods. Here's a look at one of the computer model runs. Keep in mind we look at several of them, but this is one of the main ones. And as you've been watching me talk about these the last couple days between the 5 and 10 o'clock hour, they've been flipping back and forth. This one now is bringing in the rain across the Northeast. In fact, it's bringing in some of that rain even out towards central Pennsylvania. But at least for our immediate viewing area across the Northeast, I definitely think we're going to see some rain, and we can be looking at a pretty good accumulating rain. And once again, as we start going into our Thursday and Friday, although at this point I don't think we're going to see as much as what we saw earlier this week. Nighttime lows are going to be chilly out there. Notice the noontime hour on Thursday in the 50s. And we're going to be looking at some cool temperatures. Tomorrow, though, enjoy it because that rain is going to continue to creep further toward the north. And eventually, we're going to start to see that rain overspreading our area. So 60s will do it for the most part for tomorrow. And even I have some changes on the numbers since 5 o'clock. Take a look. I had to, unfortunately, lower the numbers for Thursday. I just don't want to say that, but I had to. 57. I don't think we're going to break 60 for Thursday with all the clouds, the rain around, and only in the 40s as we head into Thursday night. Friday, some leftover rain in the 60s. And then the good news is I think we're going to dry out for this weekend and as we head into early next week. Our evening Pennsylvania lottery numbers, a daily 359, a big 4, 26. 58. Quinto numbers looking like this, 0, 3, 5, 4, 8, and a cash 5, 20, 23, 26, 36, and 39. Back to you, Ann.
Thanks, Joe. We do have some more information. We do have a Zahir Rashid of Frackville. He was the second man that was arraigned by police tonight at Judge Zola's. The first man, like I told you earlier, is 20-year-old Eric Felix. Both of them were set at $50,000 bail. Not sure if they were remanded to the prison as of now. We will have more details coming up later in the program. But coming up next, I'm joined by Kent Steinmetz to talk about a special golf tournament that will benefit the former J.W. Cooper building in Shenandoah. That and much more coming up on Late Edition.
For all your projects, large and small, Bedrock Gardens has it all. They are fully stocked and ready to fill your order. Rubber mulch and rubber curbing to match. Lots of color choices to pick from. Wall stone, natural stone, full pallets ready to go. Their bins are full with rich colored quality mulch that will look wonderful all season long. Finish off your fabulous outdoor space with their quality patio furniture and easy to assemble fire pits. Everything you need for your summer projects. Delivery available or just stop by and they will load you up. Bedrock Gardens, locally owned and operated. Call today.
We build tires, but not tires like anybody else. We build Cooper tires for people, not just cars. For chauffeurs and shuttle pilots, heavy haulers and trophy trout fishermen, which is why we've built our new Discoverer AT3 for all traction, all terrain, all the time performance. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go.
Managing risk is more than just buying an insurance policy. At Dreyfus, our approach is different. We have 25 risk management professionals who have the tools and experience to help our clients avoid and survive unexpected events. We can help you with risk transfer, OSHA requirements, safe workplace, cybersecurity, and claims management. All of these go well beyond an insurance policy. We're also independent, so we can access dozens of insurance carriers like Grange Insurance, who can insure your auto, home, business, and life. Dreyfus Insurance since 1901 and Grange Insurance since 1935. We're committed to helping you manage risk.
A winning smile. It's not the secret to success, but it sure helps. Protect your smile by visiting Dr. Weiss for complete dental services. Dr. Weiss offers a full-service denture laboratory on premises, offering dentures in one day. 3 dentists, 4 hygienists, and a team of caring technicians and assistants specializing in quality dentures and repairs, complete general dentistry, extractions, cleaning, and caps. Dr. Weiss, where you can have new dentures in one day.
They say a picture's worth 1,000 words. Here at Classic Floor Covering, we take pride in all our works of art. Take a look at a few. Classic Floor Covering. Who do you trust for your floor covering needs?
Join us this week on Wellness Through Physical Therapy. Matt Rice, a therapist at Hazelton Physical Therapy, is going to explain to us what causes headaches and if you're suffering from them, how you can get well. That's coming up this week. Join us.
To Late Edition. I am now joined by owner of the J.W. Cooper School in Shenandoah, Kent Steinmetz. Kent, I know for the past couple of years we've covered that school and the remodeling that you want to do with that school. And in order for you to do that, there's a lot of money that needs to be raised to help you out and refurbish the school and bring it back to what it once was with additions. So tell me about this fundraiser that's coming up this weekend.
Well, we've been having yearly fundraisers, some of them golf related, others we used to have in the school, but now that we haven't been able to let people inside, we've been more gearing towards outside type activities like golf tournaments. Now the one that we had planned this Saturday, the 12th, didn't really get that many golfers to sign up. So rather than calling it a tournament, we're just inviting everybody to attend the Hidden Valley Golf Course in Pine Grove, and we're going to make the entire day a community event. We're going to share with them all the gifts we had received from sponsors, as well as foods from bakeries and the Cake Pros in Schuylkill Haven, as well as Plain and Fancy. Then we're going to have a catered meal at 3:30, which everybody's invited to.
Right, and everybody can give it a shot too, because I know you were talking about a hole-in-one as well.
We have a couple par threes that will have hole-in-one prizes, $1,000 gift. $1,000 gift certificate from Boyer's IGA and $1,000 gift certificate from Steinmetz Jewelers for a hole-in-one.
I know, like I said, over the years we've covered this school and the improvements, and I know we have some video from when we were down there. Tell me about some of the things that you've done to the school over the years that some may not have known about.
Well, continually we're always working on the roof. It's a very large roof, 15,000 square feet. There had been a lot of damage, so it's constantly being patched and repaired. 600 of the window panes have been broken out. We've replaced over 500, although still they continue to be broken, but we're trying to keep up with it. We are also continuing to remove debris from the building and make minor plumbing repairs. We're trying to restore some of the heat. We don't want the pipes to freeze again. and unfortunately not being able to use the building to raise needed funds, the utilities and the taxes are starting to take its toll. So that's why these tournaments are so important.
And I know you've had alumni come in from the school to be able to say, what have they said about this?
Oh yes, we have many supportive alumni from throughout the years. Classes from 1954, 58, 1976, and even more recent classes, they really would like to see the building brought back to life and used as a community center.
If I can ask, what was the drive behind doing this and refurbishing this school and bringing it back, I guess you could say, to life?
Well, initially we were just looking for another outpost for another jewelry store north of Route 81.
Right.
Because our headquarters are in Hamburg, which is Berks County. But after some discussion with the borough, we had decided to take a chance on the Cooper. We'd put enough money into it to save it from being demolished, and at the same token be able to renovate it to generate enough funds to make it self-sufficient, generate taxes for the borough, and help folks in town who are entrepreneurs yet unemployed to have an opportunity to start a business.
And that's exactly why this is so important, this type of fundraiser. If you could reiterate again how much money goes into refurbishing the school. And I know when we were there were little businesses throughout it that are really, growing from having a place to rent.
Well, because of the ADA code issues that we're dealing with right now, the businesses are no longer there. We really are looking forward to them coming back, though, once our engineers can figure how to make it work. But it will be a multi-million-dollar project, and of course it's just getting harder to complete the project, not being able to use the building. So again, that's why we're asking people to please support the tournament on Saturday, the 12th. From 9:30 till 11, we're going to have a breakfast, a continental breakfast. The local bakeries are supplying all the foods. 11 o'clock is tea time, and then 3:30 we're going to have a catered meal. And throughout the day, there'll be artwork, pictures of the school, various gifts, and giveaways for everybody.
Okay. Well, hopefully you can attend as well and help out. I know we've been down there. A lot of our staff has been down there throughout the times, different times to go down and cover a story with the Cooper building. And I know you and your family and everyone down there are working extremely hard on this. So hopefully the community will come out and support, and even some of the alumni get out those golf clubs, and it won't be too bad. So good luck with everything, and hopefully it works out for you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Stay tuned. Beth Mensinger is in with sports on the Late Edition.
It's Octoberger. The sale's so big they named a month after it.
And have I got some red hot deals from you? This brand new Dodge Dart. Buy it for $18,700 or lease it for only $239. I also have a 1500 Dodge Ram Express, brand new quad cab 4x4. Buy it for $31,900 or lease it for $349. And the Dodge Grand Caravan. Buy it for $19,900 or lease it for $239.
It's Octoberger at Berger Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, Route 93, Hazleton.
This is a home. This is your neighbor's home. This is another home furnished by Grand Central. All these rooms in all these homes makes everybody so happy. It's so easy to do. It's your room made your way. It's local. It's Grand Central. This week at Grand Central, the price on the floor is the price to your door and not 1 cent more. No tax, no delivery, no kidding. It's now. Floor to door prices. Everybody shops Grand Central, making your house a home.
Your family's good health begins with a great team. That team is the Alliance Medical Group. We're the first healthcare provider in the greater Hazleton area to offer a fully integrated approach to family and specialized medical care. Our expanding network of more than 30 physicians and specialists are trusted by thousands for routine and complex medical treatments. For a convenient appointment at any of our 15 regional offices, simply call 501-4AMG. Alliance Medical Group. Your health, that's our specialty.
This week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, our guest is Dr. Mita Pencholi, and her new practice is located in Northeast PT Associates, across from Dr. John's office. We'll be talking about her practice only on Let's Talk Chiropractic on WYLN TV 35.
This past Saturday, the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton Penguins got their first win in their first game of the season against the Bridgeport Sound Tigers. Chris Connor and Harry Zolnierzyk each scored a pair of goals in the Pens' 5-2 win. It was also Zolnierzyk's debut with the team. But with that game come and gone, the countdown to the Pens' home opener is at 4 days. When Wilkes-Barre-Scranton takes the ice on Saturday, they will host their rivals, the Hershey Bears. It's the first of 12 meetings this season against the Bears, who lost on Sunday to the Adirondack Phantoms. The Pens have a record of 71 wins, 67 losses, and 10 ties. Puck drops between the two at Mohegan Sun Arena Saturday night at 7:05. And last night, Joe Maddon's Tampa Bay Rays lived to play one more game as they were trailing the Boston Red Sox 2-0 in the American League Division Series, and they were tied 4-4 in the bottom of the ninth against Boston. That is until backup catcher for Tampa Bay, Jose Lobaton, hit a walk-off solo home run to win it 5-4.
It's incredible. Jose does have a flair for the dramatic. He's done that a couple times now. A walk-off triple, two walk-off homers now. It's incredible what he's done. And what can you say, man? What an interesting, wonderful game to stay solvent with.
To home plate, and I say, well, I'm gonna try to hit the ball hard, try to hit a double. I think I'm a slow guy. I don't need a single. And then first pitch he threw me split, and I just say, wow, that's a good split. Now I gotta stay a little bit more back.
With the Bo Sox leading the series 2-1 now, it's still do or die for the hometown boys Rays. We will have that score when we come back with the second half of sports in a few minutes. Until then, Ann is back with tonight's top story recaps.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
Everyone knows that Bottlenecks is the home of award-winning wings and mouth-watering steaks, but now a new tasty reason to stop by. Brand new fire-grilled ribs. A half rack of meaty, fall-off-the-bone St. Louis-style spare ribs, fire-grilled to perfection. And the best night to give them a try is Thursday for Rack 'em Up Rib Night, featuring the delicious ribs served with bottomless fries for only $9.95. Bottlenecks is open 7 days a week. The kitchen is open till midnight every day. There's always a reason to stop by Bottlenecks.
Welcome back to Late Edition. Breaking news out of the city of Hazleton. Police are currently arraigning 2 males for heroin distributions at Magistrate Joseph Zola's. There are no other details as of now. I do have the names of those 2 that are being arraigned. They are Zahir Rashid from Frackville and 20-year-old Eric Felix. They both were set bail at $50,000. Now we're told from our crew in the field that they are still trying to find someone to post their bail, not known if they will be sent to Luzerne County Prison. West Hazleton is one of the relatively few towns in Pennsylvania which still elects its council by wards. That might not be the case much longer. West Hazleton has 3 wards. Each ward elected 2 council members, but some residents and officials say by-ward voting is antiquated. Councilman Craig Kocher and Paul Platukis want to dump the ward and elect at-large council, meaning the entire borough would vote to all council members, not just those from their neighborhoods.
Our population has grown since they were last redrawn. So the wards in their current state are not proportionate to each other. So one ward may have more of a population than the other. So we've come up with this idea that, it's time for the borough to go at large.
And he says with its population of 4,500, at-large voting is much more sensible.
The idea is to have an election where instead of each ward votes for each member of council, everybody votes in the borough for their members of council. So it's more even for everybody here.
Mayor Frank Schmidt says he agrees.
My first year, in fact, a lot of people were saying that we should vote at large, and I really agree on that.
The process to change isn't exactly clear, though a public referendum is involved. Solicitor Chris Lesser says he'll have to have a definite answer next month. In the WYLN viewing area, only Danville and Schuylkill Haven retain by ward voting, in addition to West Hazelton. Oddly, Wilkes-Barre, which had a council elected at large, went to district voting, the same as ward voting a few years ago. Hazelton at one time elected 2 councils, common and selected by ward, but that was abandoned in 1913 in favor of a single council elected at ward. The Hazelton Area School District also elected the board by ward until about 30 years ago, when it was abandoned for at-large voting. Well, yesterday we told you that 5 area elected officials are refusing to be paid until the government shutdown is over under the No Government, No Pay Act of 2013. They include Senators Pat Toomey and Bob Casey and U.S. Congressmen Matt Cartwright, Tom Marino, and Lou Barletta. Earlier today, we spoke to Congressman Barletta by phone about the shutdown, which has reached its 8th day.
It's not going any better than it was, and I don't see how it can if one side continues to refuse to sit down and negotiate. The only way we're going to resolve the shutdown and come together to a compromise will be face-to-face and negotiate that compromise. Unfortunately, Harry Reid in the Senate refuses to sit down. He refuses to negotiate, and I don't know how this situation will be resolved if one side isn't willing to talk.
Legally, members of Congress must get paid, but they can choose to defer their payments under the Constitution. Barletta explained why he's choosing to do so.
The very first day of the government shutdown, I had asked that my pay be withheld, and at a time when any number of federal workers in my district are furloughed, when national parks are closed and certain federal services are interrupted, I don't believe it's appropriate for me to receive my pay until the shutdown has been averted.
When asked if he had anything to say to his constituents about the shutdown, Barletta said there are bipartisan talks going on.
Well, there's many proposals that are going around, and I myself have worked with a group of Democrats to try to come to an agreement, which I believe would end the shutdown. It would repeal the medical device tax and continue to fund the government at current levels. I believe there's enough support. We were able to reach out and get enough Democrats and a number of Republicans to agree to that. So I'm going to continue to look at ways to come together and end the shutdown. Unfortunately, regardless of what we do in the House, if the Senate will not sit down to negotiate, I don't know how this will come to an end.
More than a quarter of Congress members have also chosen to defer their pay until the shutdown is resolved. 19-year-old Mitchell Detus, who pleaded guilty to a charge of third-degree murder, robbery, and kidnapping in the beating death of 29-year-old Aaron Resnick of Ebervale back in August of 2012, was supposed to be sentenced tomorrow morning, but it has been canceled. There is no word as to why the sentencing was canceled. No further date for his sentencing has been scheduled as of now. As you know, his co-defendant, 20-year-old Breon Judon, was found guilty of second-degree murder, which carries a mandatory life sentence without the possibility of parole. Judon vowed to appeal. And that is a look at tonight's top stories. Coming up next, the city of Wilkes-Barre promoted some of its police department. We spoke with Police Chief Gerald DeSoy, Mayor Tom Layton, and District Attorney Stephanie Salavantis. But first, let's check back in with Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik. Joe?
Well, we have some rain to talk about in our forecast, and we have some cooler temperatures to talk about as well, including what we're going to see tonight. But here's a look at the national map, and you can see some of the temperatures throughout the entire United States of America. We'll talk about what we will be looking at with the 7-day forecast coming up in just a few.
During these changing times, is your insurance program up to date? I'm local Allstate agent Gary McNeilis. I invite you to come into our office or give us a call. We'll help you be sure that you have the proper coverage to take care of all your family's needs at a price you can afford. Now more than ever, you need to be in good hands to protect everything that's important to you. Our team of insurance professionals and I will be honored to serve you. Are you in good hands?
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric, Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Weatherwood is a privately owned 200-bed nursing and rehabilitation center. Nestled within the quiet town of Weatherly, PA, we offer our residents and their families tranquil and scenic views from just about anywhere in the building. We are located within minutes of Hazleton General Hospital, as well as major metropolitan medical and trauma centers in the Lehigh Valley. Whispering Meadows is a 50-bed secured dementia unit within our facility. Whether you need short-term, long-term, or respite stay, call or stop by today for a tour.
Welcome back. It was a special day for some Wilkes-Barre police officers as they were promoted to different positions within that department. 6 Wilkes-Barre police officers will now be taking on new roles within the department. 3 men, all with over 10 years of service, have been promoted from patrolmen to sergeants. 2 men with 12 and 19 years of service were promoted from sergeants to detectives. And Joseph Bitzer, with 24 years under his belt, was promoted from detective to lieutenant.
Well, this is a big day because when you promote this many officers, it puts a lot of new blood into our rank structure. We have a lot of new ideas that are being brought into the platoons to help combat crime. These are all experienced officers. They've all had diverse careers, so it's really going to mix it up over there for us, and we're expecting a lot of good things to come out of it.
We also spoke with Wilkes-Barre Mayor Tom Layton, who says these promotions are extremely important and is proud to be able to announce them.
These are individuals that worked hard for the Wilkes-Barre City Police Department over their careers, and the honor is deserved. And I believe that they're going to continue to work hard to ensure the safety of our residents and our visitors that come into the city of Wilkes-Barre.
The Luzerne County District Attorney's Office works very closely with the Wilkes-Barre Police, as they do with other municipal police forces within the county. DA Stephanie Salavantis says she looks forward to working with each officer, detective, and lieutenant.
Today we are celebrating 6 promotions within Wilkes-Barre City. It's wonderful. I've worked very closely. The District Attorney's Office works very closely with Wilkes-Barre City, and we are looking forward to our continued relationship with Wilkes-Barre City, and working very closely with the detectives in their positions. Everybody knows that the crime is increasing and the better guys are being promoted, and it's wonderful to see new guys coming in.
With these new promotions, it opens the department up for more officers.
Today's promotions, there will be openings in the departments where these individuals came from. Right now, the City of Wilkes-Barre is taking applications for the civil service test for me to be able to hire new police officers off of the list. Once the civil service testing is completed for the police applicants, we do anticipate hiring new police officers probably within 6 months.
Well, congratulations to all of those officers. Stay tuned. Beth Mensinger's in with the second half of sports on Late Edition.
Buy it at Barber Ford. It's a cut above the rest. Buy it at Barber Ford. Honest people where the deals are the best. Now is the time. Barber Ford is the place. The best cause I hear there's no mistake. You can't buy better. You can't buy better than Barber Ford.
Barber Ford, Route 309 in Hazleton and on Route 11 in Exeter. The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated at 542 North Wyoming Street in Hazleton, serving the greater Hazleton area since 1890 and still family owned and operated, offers convenient parking, handicapped accessibility, seating for over 150 people, casket, cremation product showrooms to accommodate traditional, cremation, and pre-planned funerals. The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated, 570-454-3341.
What do you see? Perhaps you're noticing the rusted fender or the dented side panel. Maybe the first thing your eye goes to is the worn interior. But look closer and you'll see something else. Value. At Harry's You Pull It, we see value in your old car and so will others. It's the reason we offer top dollar for your car. Junker, clunker, piece of tin, your car may have many names, but at Harry's, there's only one that matters: value. Visit one of our 3 locations today in Hazleton, Pennsburg, and Allentown.
As a diabetic, where do I turn for the special healthcare products and advice I need?
Come into your nearby Good Neighbor Pharmacy. We specialize in the unique concerns and needs you have as a diabetic patient. Your Good Neighbor pharmacist has a fully trained staff, stocks a broad selection of the products you need, and takes a personal interest in your health and well-being.
Tri-County Business Machines has been serving the Hazleton area with office supplies and furniture for over 35 years. We are your local Kyocera dealer for all your digital Kyocera copiers, printers, and faxes. For exceptional reliability, sales, and service, the call to make is to Tri-County Business Machines. Tri-County Business Machines, keeping your office up to speed. Tri-County Business Machines, located at 117 East Broad Street, Hazleton. Phone 459-0754 or visit us on the web at tricountybm.com.
The saying today in the Philadelphia Phillies clubhouse is out with the old and then in with the old. The organization welcomed back Larry Bowa today, a former player, assistant, and manager. He will be the team's 2014 bench coach. The 67-year-old Bowa, who has been an analyst for the MLB Network since 2011, managed the Phils from 2001 to 2004, winning Manager of the Year in 2003, but he never led them to the NL East title. Also coming back for a stint as the third base coach, Pete Mackanin. Mackanin was the bench coach under Charlie Manuel from 2009 to 2011. There's no word yet who will take the open pitching coach position in place of Rich Doobie. As the Dodgers clinched their NLCS series last night over the Braves, they did it without Matt Kemp, who has been on the DL and out of the postseason due to an ankle injury. To add on to the outfielder's injury list, he will also undergo shoulder surgery to repair his left AC joint, the same shoulder he had major surgery on last year. The club says Kemp will be ready for spring training. More bad news for one of the worst teams in the NFL. The Atlanta Falcons star wide receiver Julio Jones may be out for the season. Jones did not get into the details of the injury, so all that we know is it's one of his feet and that the injury happened in last night's loss to the Jets. ESPN is reporting he's heading for a second opinion on the injury tomorrow by foot specialist Dr. Robert Anderson. Jones is leading the league with 41 catches for 580 yards and 2 touchdowns this season. As we know, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and the NFL is doing their part to show their support with the color pink tossed all around league stadiums. The players wear it, the padding on the goalpost is pink, and so are the referees' penalty flags. The latter has caused some confusion, especially for penalties to be sorted out, as many players also wear pink gloves, sweatbands, and towels. All look pretty similar on the playing field. Today, the NFL released a statement saying the pink flags were scrapped for now, and the traditional yellow is back. Do not worry though, everything else, equipment, hats, they will all be staying pink for the rest of October. And the last of the 2 international NFL football games for the 2013 and 14 season will be played October 27th, where the Jaguars will host the 49ers. But playing overseas does not stop there. As the league announced today, 3 teams will be hosting games in London next year at Wembley Stadium. Those teams include Jacksonville, Atlanta, and Oakland. Dates and the opponents will be announced when the 2014-2015 schedule is released. Now let's check out tonight's scoreboard. In the postseason divisional series in the American League, it was do or die for the Detroit Tigers and for the Tampa Bay Rays. The Tigers, they win 8-6, forcing Game 5. In the bottom of the 6th, the Rays are up 1-0 over those Bo Soxes. David DeJesus comes up with the RBI single to right field. In hockey, the Avalanche win 2-1. Islanders with 6 goals to Phoenix's 1. And Craig Berube gets his first win as the head coach for the Flyers tonight as the Flyers get their first win of the season. The Pens win 5-2 over the Hurricanes. In overtime, Tampa Bay Lightning win 3-2 against Buffalo, and Nashville leads in the third period. That one also scored 3-2. Both the Devils Canucks match and the Rangers and Sharks, those games are in the first, and both of those are scoreless as well. Stay tuned. Joe's Talking Rain coming back after the break.
If you haven't found the perfect fishing getaway, you haven't been to Captain's Cove. Located on Henderson Harbor in upstate New York, Captain's Cove offers a variety of accommodations to please just about anyone. The motel, also located on the harbor, offers a magnificent view. Enjoy free morning coffee, air-conditioned rooms, cable TV, and HBO. The cottage can accommodate up to 8 people with 3 bedrooms, a complete kitchen, washer, dryer, 2 full baths, air conditioning, an outside grill, and picnic table. Call us today for rates and information at 1-800-824-FISH.
Wouldn't it be great if everything in life were fast? Fast, like a cable modem.
Call Service Electric now and get the fastest internet in town. Plus, when you sign up today, you'll also get free installation. Experience the blazing speed of Service Electric high-speed internet service. Your internet will never be the same.
Enjoy the great outdoors at the Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range's Trap, Skeet, and Sporting Clays course. No waiting and no lines. First time shooting? Whitetail Preserve employs certified instructors to help you get the most out of your experience. Hungry? The restaurant at Whitetail has a great menu to satisfy and offers catering for all occasions. Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, approximately 13 miles west of Hazleton and just 1 hour from Allentown, Reading, and the Delaware Water Gap. 118 Boulevard Road, just off the Rockland Road near Rockland. 384-2314. Swing to Big Bad Voodoo Daddy October 18th at the Alice C. Wiltsey Performing Arts Center at the Historic Castle in Hazleton. 2013 marks the 20th anniversary of Big Bad Voodoo Daddy's remarkable arrival onto the music scene. And today, the high-energy 9-piece ensemble continues to remind the world that it's still cool to swing big band style. Join the party. Shake and move to the groove October 18th.
Dry across all of northeastern and central Pennsylvania as we approach the 11 o'clock hour. You see some green showing up on radar, but that's nothing more than ground clutter off of the radar sites. There's no precipitation and we will stay dry. But one thing for certain, tonight's going to get cool out there. We're at 50 outside our television station in Hazleton. Pressure coming in at 30.27 inches of mercury. 50 Wilkes-Barre-Scranton International Airport. Upper 40s in Mount Pocono. Still in the 60s as you head toward Philadelphia. 50 in Williamsport as well as State College. Upper 40s, lower 50s in the Wyoming Valley area. You can see some of those clouds on the increase as they make their way from the southeast toward the north and northwest. That's the leading edge of the start of something, if you will. And that something spells, I think, at this point, some more rain that will overspread our area from a coastal storm that will make its way toward the north and east. And that does look like we'll be seeing some rain as we go into our Thursday and possibly even as we go into our Friday. Watch Skycast precipitation and clouds, and you'll notice a difference over the last several runs of these models that I've been showing you. Yeah, it looks like some of that rain's going to come back up into our area across the northeast, even maybe as far out as central Pennsylvania. So it does look like we'll have an accumulating rain, but not tomorrow. We're going to stay on the dry side of things. It's going to continue to be nice across our region, but then as we go into our Thursday and as we go into our Friday, this storm will be close enough at this point to our area to give us a chance of some rain. And with those overcast skies and the rainy conditions for Thursday, I had to bump those numbers down, high temperatures, by a number of degrees since the 5 o'clock hour. Wish I could have kept them where they were. Unfortunately, I have to be honest and I have to give you the truth. And the truth is, it's going to be cooler. Only in the 50s. We're not going to get out of the 50s for Thursday, some leftover rain for Friday, and then at least it'll dry out as we go into this upcoming weekend and early next week.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Joe.
You're very
welcome. We do have our crew back. We do have information on that arrest that was this afternoon or this evening, and he is Eric. Sorry about that. He is Eric Feltz, 20-year-old Eric Feltz of Hazleton, 25-year-old Zahir Rashid, also of Hazleton. Now, Eric was charged with 1 delivery of a controlled substance, 1 count of criminal conspiracy to deliver, and 1 criminal count of a use of a communication facility, and Zahir was 3 counts of delivery of a controlled substance, 1 count of criminal conspiracy to deliver, and 2 criminal counts of a controlled use of a communication facility. So we will have more details on that. Both are now behind bars at the at the Luzerne County Prison on $50,000 bail. Sorry, this information just coming in right now. I guess while Joe was doing the weather.
Take a deep breath. Holy woman.
We've got it. We will have more details on these arrests, plus the video from this evening. They were arraigned at Magistrate Solus. That's about it. That's about it.
There was a whole lot there in that last minute. Holy. I'm sitting here reading it and I'm still going.
It's all right. We will see you tomorrow at 5:30. Topic A and late edition at 10.
She's going to get arrested right now.
I'm drinking.